Hello and welcome to the next part of the Allegro BWV 998 by Bach. Daylight filming, as you can see. Alrighty, we're going to dive in and check out the fantastic series of ideas that Bach has built into the second half of this piece. I love these ideas. I love the sound of them. There is pathos buried in here. There is emotion buried in here, so don't lose it when you play through this. The other thing is, this is marked Allegro, but our version of Allegro here in modern times is very much faster than the Allegro from Baroque times. So don't play too fast or you will lose those ideas in the flurry of notes, which you don't want. Alrighty, with all of that said and done, let's dive into the Allegro BWV 998 by Bach. Welcome to Bach study number 1, bar 33. We're in the 5th, the dominant, and this is standard practice for this sort of Bach piece. We're kicking it off with an A. Open, 2, 1, 2, back to open. Second finger is going to float down to the C sharp. Fourth finger up to the C sharp in the bass. Open A. And then hinge bar, because we're going into B and G. 2, 3. Fourth finger, try and keep it pointing up, ready for the C sharp again. 2, half bar here. Leave your second finger down if you can, I lifted it up there. Low D, 1, 2, 4. Back to a hinge bar on the F sharp, because we have an E coming up in the bass. E to F sharp, I'm using 1, 4 here. And then my third finger is going to slide up to G and open B and G. There is a lot there, but it's not difficult, especially considering that you've hopefully plowed through the entirety of BWV 998 by this point. Everything else after that fugue is going to look nice and simple. Let's take a look at this in slow motion. Study number 2, bar 38. The fingering here is going to get quite complex, but we're getting to that beautiful, beautiful bit that I love so much, that Bach takes it as an idea and starts to feed it through the entirety of the rest of this movement. It's just gorgeous. Anyway, here we go. We have 1 on an A, and I'm using a 4 on the F sharp. Low D, so that we can hit F sharp with the third finger, open, back to the 4 with the F sharp. 1, low D again. Now I suggest that it is 2, 1, C natural G, then you float up with 1, 4, third finger on that low F sharp, and then 2, 4, so that you can get into the next bar with a 3 on the G. There are alternatives to that, obviously. I will give you one quickly now. The other alternative is to use E, C natural at 5th fret, 2, 1, 4, and then your second finger is going to have to float down 2, 4, so that you can get your third finger into G. If you can, try and get a third finger on that G. It is possible to use a fourth finger, but then you're going to have to stretch backwards for the C natural and D, which I'm not a big fan of, so I'm going to cross string the next bar. So the next bar is open B, C at 5, 1, D, open B, G, and then your F sharp is taken here at fret 9 of string 5, because the next bit involves an E and a bar at 7. And here we get to this wonderful idea that flows through the rest of this movement. So here we go. I will do that one quickly again so we can laser ahead. Alright, try and keep it on. 1, 2, 1, 4, 2. Stay in that bar. 1, 2 again, B, C natural. Then we have 2, 1. You can take the C and E, and the next bar I'm just going to continue over. 1, 2 again. F sharp underneath the first finger, open E, and then half bar at 4. Third finger for that 7th fret A, open G, 3, and then we're into the next micro study. This is the best bit. I love this bit. It is beautiful. It's pathos. It's got a lot of pathos to it, and this idea now floats pretty much through the rest of this movement. Let's check out that chunk in slow motion. Welcome to the next micro study. So I left it off at a 45. I am not using open strings here, just to give you a heads up. It is possible to do open strings, but because I've already fretted those, I don't see the point, but it is possible, so keep that in mind. I'm using a 1, 3, 4, 2, open strings, and then 3 and 2 here, 1, 4, open G again. I'm using the first finger to slide down, C natural again, 3, 4, 4th finger then slides that way, so that I can get the 2 and 3 in for the C natural and F. Notice how my first finger stayed down that entire bar, and then it's just going to slide down to the D sharp, 3, 4, open, 4, 3, 1. For those of you that are keeping track, octave transposition, that's all Bach's done here. Okay, so we've moved. The idea just moves down in octaves, and he's kept the bass line the same as well to a certain degree and started to add to it. So these are the little things that you need to sort of build into your memory to help you when you play through this. So that's the second idea, octave below, extra bass. There we go. Alrighty. We'll pick it up again on the next section. So let's check this out in slow motion. Welcome to bar 49. Same idea, just in the new key. Low E. Again, 1, 2. E, C, natural again. B with the third finger, and then staying in that bar. 1, 3. And then I would suggest open strings if you can. 0, 3, and then 2, 0, 3, so that your second finger is then going to float up to the C natural again, and then your third finger is free for that F sharp. Here, 4, 4. Notice my first finger is up, 3, this is a C sharp next, with a D sharp, and then we're into G in the next bar. That is a very tiny chunk. I'm just going to leave it there before we move on. Again, nothing too difficult. Yes, I've altered the fingering, but I've altered it to my advantage. I suggest that you interrogate my fingering and see how it works for you. There are other ways of playing this for sure. Let's check this out in slow motion. Quick interruption here. There are a ton of links below this video, and there are a ton of links for this entire piece now. I have completed all of it, the Prelude, the Fugue, and now the last couple of videos for the Allegro. So if you want to go back and have a look at those, look below. I have also got scores so that you can follow along with these videos now that have tabs, so there is no confusion. All my fingering is there. If you are still struggling or you don't agree with what I've done, grab the other scores. There are two famous editions, the American Willard edition and the Kunz edition. Interrogate mine against those. Don't take everything as rote. Interrogate their fingering. Everybody's fingering is personal to them. They're not always the best solution for yourselves. Alrighty, let's dive back straight into the Allegro BWV 998 by Bach. Welcome back to bar 53. Alright, open strings with a G as per usual. E, B. Third finger is going to float down to the F sharp. I'm using a 1. Open again, so that my first finger can pop up for that E in the bass. D sharp, E. And then you could stay in that position, so that is C natural, E. Fourth finger slides down, B. I would suggest open E, but again you could pop up. Or hinge bar, very important, because you're coming up to the cadence now. Pull off, half bar, full bar, E minor. So for those of you keeping track, that is the second position of this scale that we're in, because we're in D major, so D, E. And because of it, Bach is taking a longer route home to get us from the 5 through an E to eventually where we'll get back to 1 near the end of this. But let's check this out in slow motion. Thank you very much for staying until the end. This has been brought to you by mybabyclassicalguitarrocks.com, the home of 6-string inspiration. So if you want more of this kind of material, head over there. There are a ton of lessons. There are more lessons on Bach and diving into and under Bach's music so that you can understand how he wrote those ideas and how he connected them. It's not arcane music. It is very much approachable music today. If you would like to find out some more and dive under the hood of this fantastic engine that is j.s.bach, head over to classicalguitarrocks.com.